Honorable Speaker, Parliament, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Distinguished Colleague, to the Minister, we say to mobility, thank you for raising this concern. My attention is drawn to the issue raised in connection to our Prince 2. Not only the price that we are concerned about, but the quality of the product. Mr. Minister, you will bear with me, and every member on this floor can serve as a witness. And even in this chamber we are currently seated is being affected by what I'm about to say to you. The cement industry as well. There is no building as things to be corrected are constructed in Liberia currently that will not be experiencing a crack on it due to substandard materials. If you were to just walk out and see this building that is currently housing us, you see at the top left corner, the whole thing is cracked. Then some days when I come to the session, whenever I see that in word, I say, God, into your hands I commit my soul. Because I know myself. Hello? Okay, God, into your hands I commit the spirit of our soul. Because you are not protected.
The gentleman from one country has the floor.
So, Mr. Minister, I will bear with you, please, in ensuring that, like you said, you did not come to the ministry to only pay salary. You came to work, and the Liberian people can see the kind of work you are doing. I personally will give you the time, but the time given in my mind, if nothing is done to address it, I will not relent in asking the floor to invite you in the cement industry, the steel industry, to tell us why they are giving substandard or low quality materials to our people. You can complete the construction maybe in 6 or 8 months and wrap up plastering, distinguished colleagues, you start to see the breaking all along the walls. I think it's not fair to our people. And the interesting thing is this.
Yes, you have a question there.
The price, a comment, Mr. Speaker. The prices, thank you, sir. The prices are not reducing, but rather they are increasing. I think that whenever the price is increasing, it should come with a quality material that will have less, substandard material with more prices added. Thank you.
Honorable Prince Queen. We'll hold the minister for 15 more minutes because we are running out of the reason why he came. So please limit your comments to 30 seconds.
Because one of the colleagues spoke about the direction of ideas, which proposed progressive gospel considered. Now you are talking about introducing the free market enterprise, free market enterprise as it relates to the rights. But if government have the opportunity to subsidize why you are bringing the having another opportunity of the money market of rights, you have the ability, or government will have the ability to subsidize, because we see subsidies that also empower to control the price on the market. But now, from your deliberations, you are talking about free market enterprise, which means the market will be free for everybody to import and make sales of rice. So we need that clarity because we are looking at price and the affordability for some of the economic finances. Thank you so much.
No, I think his testimony was that one of the commodities you have to manage, and they are trying to manage it, especially in light of the 20%.
Yes.
Honorable Collins.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, because I concern.
Yeah, he said they are trying to manage this. Honorable Collins, Honorable Pamela, observation denied, and then we'll move on this side.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. You know, we've listened to all the nice presentation. Liberians are good presentation. I have two concerns. One, I am looking at the monetary aspect. They will have all the meetings, they will have all the discussion, and at the end, everything will be shown to the carpet. What are you putting in place to monitor with timeline? So what you're telling us, I fight, they will be dropping the prices of food commodities. Can you please give us timeline that at least when the time that a person will be falling in front of the world, the person that drive on the market, that's one. Two, you mentioned here that you not go to the Ministry of Commerce to make salary. $2 million is a drop in the ocean. Granted. What are you going to do if the executive who appointed you is not doing what it's supposed to do to portray the effort of Minister of Commerce? What are you going to do? Are you going to resign or are you going to be taking salary and be telling you no, I'm there for that? Thank you very much.
I think the relevant question there, I think, is do you have enough monitors in the field and what's the timeline for the production?
Good afternoon, folks, wherever you are watching this broadcast. We are coming to you live from the chambers of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia.
Honorable Cole, please approach the chair.
The Spirit of Commerce and Industry, headed by its Minister.
Okay, are we going to listen to him or are we tired of the minister?
Honorable, we are really working hard in assessing what we have, our limitation and the gaps that we have. One of the key areas is to ensure that we have the manpower to implement our mandate, and that includes the inspectorate. So we are trying to capacitate the inspectorate to train them to be more effective. In terms of monitoring evaluation, we're developing a team, a monitoring evaluation team at the ministry to ensure that even our own performances within the ministry, from department to department, are monitored and evaluated. So we're working on that. With regards my role at the Ministry of Commerce, the first thing, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, you have the right
Observation denied, order denied. Allow the minister to finish his answer. I will allow the minister to finish his answer. Go ahead, Mr. Minister.
If I'm not positioned and empowered, both from the executive and from you, to be able to do my job, you will not need to even ask me to be
Honorable Young, Honorable Foley Formula. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Thank you again, Mr. Minister, for explaining your plans at the ministry. I have a concern, and that concern has to do with a ban that was placed on a specific sector, the rubber sector. That ban has to do with unprocessed rubber, and there are thousands of people who find themselves in that sector. Isn't this a Ministry of Agriculture question? No, he's the Minister of Commerce. He's the Minister of Commerce and Trade. That ban undermines the objective of small business holder and free market. My question to you, what policy, what advice have you given the executive in terms of the policy you try to explain to us in the open market concept and how you're going to achieve a more growth in the Liberian sector? One. Two, you are saying you are in the process of internal review. What is the timeline set up for some of the internal review? How can we receive any given feedback from your office as leaders of this country to understand as to where this country is heading? Thank you.
Thank you. I'll start with the last question. Uh, the internal review process has started. The internal review process has started. We were confronted with many challenges from the onset, including the fact that for more than a month, I was the only minister in office. So even my deputies and assistants had not taken office, so I was left in a vacuum. Now we have a full house in terms of the leadership. We are working on that, and we'll give you a timeline. But it's those changes should be continuous. It's not a one-time effort or a one-time initiative. To really change this economy and create the environment we want, it has to be sustained
So
and structured. And
the
we're working on
minister
that. I
is
believe within the
responding
next
to a question
within less than 2
from
months,
Bon County
because we give ourselves 3 months to
representative
do a
for the
new
Fambolet.
agenda for the
So
Ministry of
whether we
Commerce and
are
Development.
watching this broadcast, folks, again,
In
welcome
terms of
to
the first question,
Hot FM
yes,
107.9,
the rubber.
and we are coming to you live from
I'll tell
the
you my personal
chambers
opinion
of
first.
the House of Representatives.
My personal opinion is
Today,
that
the Ministry
we
of
should create every
Commerce
opportunity
and
for like very
Industry
small
has
holders, whether on
appeared
the rubber value
before the
chain
plenary of the
or
House
the cocoa value chain to
as
be
a
able to
result
thrive.
of a
There are
communication
several factors
from
we are
Nima
looking at,
County District
and
Number
that includes
7
pricing,
Representative
accessibility.
Musa
One of the
Hassan
things that this
Pelete.
discussion,
So keep
this
watching
executive
as
order
we
has
bring
brought to the
you
table
more of
is
these.
what we should term as value addition for the rubber sector. I believe initially the problems that are in question, or the next stage that most of the large corporations are processing, is not value addition. So that brings to bear the greater discussion on what is termed as value addition. The president has set up a committee, and that committee is working to look at it and give you a holistic recommendation, set of recommendations. One of the initial recommendations we've made to the president is the fact that few of the containers that are stuck at the port should be given a reprieve. And they are looking at a legal process to support those Liberian businesses that were caught unaware in the process. Because when that executive order was given, it was given precipitously, and many farmers are already aggregated the rubber at the port in containers and at different farm gates. So the president is very keen on it and is considering it.
All right, Honorable Dixon Sibo.
Okay, so
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and the Minister for doing his best to answer as many questions as have been asked. There are three things I want to just bring to your attention, Minister. Of course, when I served as Commissioner of Customs, you were consulting on our extended WTO.
The gentleman has 30 seconds.
Unless I mean, in that process, we were doing everything as a country to transition to WTO. I just like to know from your perspective now, the Minister, in concerning the documentations you received in terms of general notes, where are we on the WTO transition, and what will we need for small businesses?
I received no turnover notes.
When I'm done. Number two, I'm concerned about our standard lab. The standard lab now should be a bureau by itself. As this, I'm concerned with where the standard lab is in terms of funding, because most of the things that affect our country is having consumables that are not standard. So I would love to know from your perspective whether you are still the head of the standard lab in terms of housing the standard lab, or whether the standard lab is fully functional as a bureau, and what is the funding capacity of the lab. Lastly, Minister, you are a businessman. I don't know what should tell you as a small
Representative
businessman.
Dixon Sibo of
large
most other
businesses. The last time I
countries,
checked,
number
when you did your
16.
filings, so me when I said as large caps head, you were filing through the large caps. But I just want to know from your perspective in terms of conflict of interest
He's still
when fighting for businesses and you
calling
yourself
for
as a businessman,
his
where do
question.
you stand when it comes to Liberia benefiting?
Thank you. Thank you.
No, it's not an issue of getting tired. It was not here on the issue of like great businesses. We have expanded the conversation. And we can't just go. We can't just go continuously. We have another minister up, and we have a full agenda to go. Go ahead, honorable minister.
Thank you. WTO session. In taking stock of all our engagements, we have discovered that
And so the minister is responding to a question from Monserrato County District number 16 Representative Dixon W. Siebel.
In fact, the WTO sent to the EI program field a visit recently where they expressed many of the concerns, and we're already on track to address them. The standard lab is a critical part of our ability to import, export, and to promote a healthy and safe environment. And it is a priority. The first week after taking office, I visited the standard lab. There has been some funding to support it, to develop it from the development partners, and work is going on right now. But we've already identified several areas that we need to expand the service of the standard lab. And that includes ensuring that we are able to test food products entering the country. Last week, the Minister of Commerce turned back a truck coming from Sierra Leone with supported frozen chicken or chicken parts in an open truck with no freezing capacity. So, and that's prevalent, okay? But then we need the capacity of the inspectorate to be able to be more robust. So we're working on the standard lab. It is progressing to become an an authority. And even that authority, the Minister of Commerce will have some supervision. We have open discussions with the regional standard bodies to make sure that in critical areas, beginning with baby steps, that are important, for example, the testing of those food products, frozen food, that they can support us immediately to reach us to that point, and they have agreed to do so.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Let me.
And so
Yes.
Lima County District number 2 Representative
Immediately upon confirmation, I did a statement transferring all my assets and responsibilities, all my companies over. And I no longer have any dealing with those enterprises.
Since the minister responds to Representative Siegel's question in relation to his businesses and his position, conflict of interest has
Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Let me applaud my colleague Musa Belete for the communication that brought the minister here, and then also extend my thanks and appreciation to the minister for addressing some of those concerns. Honorable Minister, I have two or three questions for you. Yes. In your deliberation, you said you're working with Saki Brother and other those and others who are in the production of steel and other materials to give you sample so that they can be tested in UK or Ghana. Well, why are you not the one taking the sample and you're relying on them to give you sample? When probably they may give you sample that will meet the international standard, and what they're producing here is different. Instead of you collecting random samples from what they're producing. Now, number two, you talk about other programmatic issues that are building capacity. And the analysis of the budget that someone mentioned, you got like around 200,000. 200,000 I want to have, not 200 million. So, in terms of proposal, what do you think will be near adequate to see how those programs can be implemented? Because you need to work. Then the third question is, you also talk about some donor partners having earmarked millions of dollars to help in the sector. But this is not strange. In the past, donor partners have brought in money and they are not having the desired effect.
Okay, the contacted Shwetsi number 2, Representative Ian Funo.
Okay, thank you.
The minister.
Just for the correction, I didn't say we're working with Sati Brothers, we're engaging Sati Brothers. We're engaging Sati Brothers in all importers, not only the producers, but importers of steel. The communication that went out from the Ministry of Commerce went out to both those who produce and those who are importing to make sure that their products meet the standard. Okay? There are some tests that we can do locally, which is just basic measurements and what have you. But we'll also have to go in depth looking at the content of the iron that they are producing, whether it is conducive for different aspects of our needs, and we're working on that.
I agree, but they are going to provide a sample.
No,
because that's what I heard.
No.
Okay.
We are collecting a sample, we're doing random checks and random sampling, so we're here there at any given time and take samples from different batches to test. Okay? In terms of the budget, we understand the constraints. We have gone back to the table to look at what's the minimum we need to be able to jumpstart most of these critical initiatives in lieu of whatsoever that's coming from donor. We need an additional minimum $2 million at minimum. In respect to ensuring that donor funding are appropriated, support appropriated to the right causes or targets, even these donor funding I spoke about, the 40 million, for example, I have not signed up on any of them until we do a thorough assessment to make sure they're in line with our national agenda, where we want to go, and that they are dedicated solely to targets that we believe can stimulate the economy. And for example, again, I have even gone into the contracts that were being allocated to make sure that Liberians directly benefit from those contracts, not only for the consultants.
We have gone 20 minutes over the time allotted.
So we're looking into that. We're establishing ours, and we're taking control of this. I've spoken to the donors, the World Bank, that if this is a Ministry of Commerce project, we must be in charge of it from conceptualization to implementation. And I think they have gotten the message. We had meetings yesterday with the World Bank. We have meetings with the Central Bank to ensure that all of these programs are implemented appropriately.
Thank you. We have gone 20 minutes over the time allotted. We're allowed another 10 more minutes. Honorable friend. I will ask that if the question has already been asked, please don't ask.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Mr. Minister, why not the market to Liberians that are capable of importing